Good afternoon. I'd like to bring the Wednesday, October 8th Board of Selectmen meeting to order. And to start off this meeting, I just want to make a quick statement because we've been making some changes to recording of the meeting. So for transparency and accurate minutes, this public meeting is being recorded on video and audio and will be posted on the town's website as we always do. We are also using an AI-assisted transcription tool to help draft the minutes. The approved written minutes remain the official record. If you speak, please state your name each time and speak clearly so everyone and the recording can hear you. So just wanted to put that out there so everybody knows what we're doing. Okay, we are going to start off with the folks from Pleasant Lake Protective Association tonight.
Thank you, Bibi. I appreciate your putting me on first because I wanted to get over to the college for the AIL program tonight that is entitled Microplastics and Threats to Lakes. So I'll have one more thing to worry about. But, I'm sorry, Doug Baxter, New London, president of the Pleasant Lake Protective Association. I believe we'd all would agree that Pleasant Lake is a real jewel of a lake, and wanted to share that the results of our water testing, which we conduct 5 times a year at 12 different locations around the lake, are all well within the healthy lake parameters put out by New Hampshire DES. Sadly, the lake has experienced several cyanobacteria blooms in the last few years. Some of these blooms have been substantial and were located in the town beach and boat launch areas, closing the beach. Fortunately, they were very short-lived, but unfortunately, we're not sure exactly what the mechanism is that's leading to their reoccurrence. Because of this and other concerns that the Pleasant Lake Protective Association has about maintaining the quality of the lake, it had initiated contact first with Colby Sawyer College, who conducted under Nick Bayer's direction a year-long survey of the lake and its tributaries, and most recently with FB Environmental, an environmental engineering firm, to learn what solutions might be applied to address any water quality issues. Our most recent testing with FB Environmental was for deep water core sampling of the bottom sediments and also for dissolved oxygen to better understand what involvement materials in the depths of the lake may play. We are currently awaiting these results. What we have come to realize is that we need a complete analysis of what is going on in and around our lake in the form of a study which ultimately becomes a watershed management plan. Many New Hampshire lakes have gone this route with the assistance of an environmental engineering firm such as FB Environmental. The cost for one of these plans is typically about $100,000. In the past, there have been grants available to pay for these plans. However, these grants do not presently exist. John Wilson has joined me this evening. We have another possible solution that we would like you to hear about. John?
Hi, John Wilson. What is available is a loan called the Clean Water State Revolving Funds Loan. This is a loan for which we can apply. They are funded by the federal and state governments together. The nominal interest on these loans is 2%. If the watershed management plan is completed within 2 years, the loan is forgiven. The cost at PLPA would be the $5,000 interest for that $100,000 loan for 2 years. In short, $5,000 would get Pleasant Lake $100,000 to pay for the plan. The only catch is that these loans can only be offered to municipalities. These municipalities serve as a conduit between the loan and the company creating the plan. There would be no cost to the town at all. Before the loan can be secured, the town would need to vote in favor of a warrant article which would appropriate the $100,000. The warrant article would definitely spell out that there would be no financial obligation to the New London taxpayer. We have sample warrant articles which other towns have approved. So we need your help. We would like the Select Board to agree that giving us this assistance at no cost to the town benefits the entire town, Elkins Beach, for instance, and that they will bring forward and support an appropriate warrant article for the appropriation of this loan at the March 2026 town meeting. We wanted you people to have a heads up on this early on, but it is budget season, and because it's a budgetary item, I think we still need to present to you and to probably the Budget Committee. I can take your direction on that. But before I sit down, I know Will said I had 3 minutes. So
Thank you, Will.
before I sit down, I got 17 seconds left. And are there any questions that you would have about this? Does it seem too complicated or?
No.
Nope.
It seems pretty cut and dry, but are there any time constraints? I mean, even if we don't find out till next March that the citizens approve it, it won't have expired.
When does the clock start ticking on the 2 years?
Okay. It starts when we accept the loan.
Okay.
But they don't come out until, I think, May 30th, with who they've chosen to have the loans.
Okay,
We will put in a pre-application soon, as soon as we have your smiling faces behind us.
yeah,
So,
Yeah.
okay. And then, once you get the loan, do you already have a group in mind to use to create the watershed, or to do the analysis and create the plan?
well,
am I thinking too far
in securing that plan, we are going to once again use the services of FB Engineering,
Okay,
who have done this, worked with the state on this a lot.
Yep.
And it seems like it would be to our benefit to utilize their expertise in making sure that we're high on the priority list. Our experience with them so far, particularly on these deep water tests and so forth, has been quite positive. The bidding in this is strange because the state conducts the bidding. And we're hoping that, FB would be one of the people in the running for it. And at this stage of the game, I suspect that's who we would like to see there. The one thing to know about this loan also is if we get right to the point of their saying, okay, you got the loan, and we say, wait a second, this isn't quite what we thought it was going to be, we can refuse it. And so I see that there is no liability to the town and everything to gain. And any other questions?
John, are you going to ask Colby Sawyer, like Nick Bear, to support this application for the loan?
Well, quite frankly, I didn't even think about it.
Well, I mean, since they've done so much work.
Well, I think that's a good idea, and I'm on a watershed committee, and I'm speaking this part of it, and it's something that we and our executive committee will talk over. But I think that's a great idea, and hate to admit I hadn't thought of it. Yeah.
have you talked to, and I'll let you go next, Rich. Have you talked to the Lakes LSPA about it? Okay, because I feel like LLSPA just went through this and came up with their watershed plan, and did they use the folks at LSPA to do that?
No, they operated through a guy named Ken Kretschmer and Stone Engineering out of Vermont. We have talked with them. One of our members, Dave Hollinger,
Yep.
is on the board over there, and he has talked with them in particular about how they got the loan and how they're managing it afterwards, and managing the recommendations that the plan proposed. And so I think we've talked to a lot of lakes about this. For instance, I first heard about this loan from talking to Keyser Lake, who had just gotten one. So, or Keyser
Yep.
Pond? I don't know, it's Keyser Sutton. Yep.
Yep.
So,
Okay,
any other?
Go ahead.
Yes, I was just wondering, in terms of the loan and the town's obligation, if for some reason the watershed plan wasn't completed within the 2 years, and I'm sure, I know the plan would be for it to be completed, obviously, but for whatever reason, if it wasn't completed, or if someone who has the authority to deem such things decided that it wasn't adequate to suffice to basically enable the forgiveness of the loan, in an instance like that, what's the responsibility of the town?
Zero.
Who is responsible then?
We are, if we want to keep paying for the loan. I suppose you can refuse taking any more money from the loan. And I can't, to be honest, you don't have a liability. For me to explain it in more detail would be wrong because I don't know the details.
Okay.
I will say that just that there are many towns that have done this now, and there are many sample warrant articles out there, and there's some that are real simple, and there's some that the lawyers have tried to add stuff to. And so there's all sorts of stuff that goes into them, and these could be made available to our lawyer and so forth too. And FB Environmental has shown us a number of these, and so is one of our own members, David Hollinger. So, but as far as I can see, and with all the experience that's happened with regard to this type of loan in the state, the liability of the town is just plain zero. And the gains that they could receive from it are immense. So,
What do you need from us?
I'm sorry?
What do you need from us?
Well, I think when I said we'd like the select board to agree that giving us this assistance at no cost to the town benefits the entire town, and that they will bring forward and support an appropriate warrant article for the appropriation of this loan at the town meeting. I would much prefer to see you people on board with it. I think it would if we had to go to a petition or something like that, that we'd be there until midnight. I think that if you can find it in your hearts to
do the warrant article.
support this, that it would expedite the meeting a lot, and so we would like you to talk this over and say, yeah, this is a good idea, and we don't want you to say anything else, and then I guess I need some direction from perhaps Ashley as to I follow up with my old friends at the budget committee. So
Yes, we can chat about that, and I know that
On
you,
the
Doug, and I
15th.
have time
Right.
already on the calendar for the 15th. So I can get you information about the budget committee before then, but then we can follow up if there are any questions coming out of tonight. We can follow up on those on the 15th.
So I'm sorry that's the longest 3 minutes of my life, but okay.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, guys, for all that work. Appreciate it. Okay. Next, we've got Putnam regarding the municipal lot. I assume this is for Halloween.
Yeah, so Putnam Kidder Recreation Director, and just to revisit lakes, I do have a brief update on the playground. Swing set replacement, permit has been approved. Swings have been ordered. We're working with the Department of Public Works to figure out their part of the removal and then prep for installation, and I'm just waiting on final confirmation from the installation company as to when they're gonna be able to be there. So fingers crossed that will be before the snow flies. But I just wanted to give you a quick update about that before we shift over to Halloween. And yeah, we would like to, for the Haunted Happenings event coming up on Sunday, October 26th, we'd like to have use and then closure of the municipal parking lot, Main and Pleasant Street, from 12 a.m. Saturday night until 7 p.m. Sunday for the event. For Halloween-related activities, we would be there. We're hoping to have a food truck there. Our dancing witches would be there. But it's great to have that space right there in the middle of the event, and we need to close the night before so no one parks there and is, needing to get to their car or anything like that. I talked to the inn about letting them know if that impacts anything for them. We are going to have porta potties in the same place we did in the past, to the left of the Lake Sunapee Chamber of Commerce building as well.
Okay. So we need to have a motion. So can I have a motion to allow the closure of the parking lot from 12 a.m. Saturday, the 25th,
Fifth.
through Sunday, the 26th, at 7 p.m.? Is that right? Okay.
Yep, and we'll put signs up a few days before to just let people know that it will be closed on that time.
Okay.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thanks, Putnam.
Just to circle back to Pleasant Lake, if the three of you have any questions, I think maybe think about this a little, email me whatever questions you might have, and then when I meet with Doug and John on Wednesday, the 15th, we can go over those, and at that point, I can give you a decision, if that is helpful.
Yeah.
I was hoping Sam would be here, but my understanding is, and maybe Put can confirm this, that most of the so-called environmental work down on the beach is going to be started next week.
It will, yes, that's actually part of my update that I plan to give in a few minutes. The work will start within 2 or 3 weeks. The only part that won't be done will be the plantings, and that will happen in the spring.
Yeah, right, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. Look, we're really counting on it because we just had a major blowout there in that last big rainstorm. And so I'm really hoping, as last Sam had told me, he thought next week, but okay. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
That's just for the purpose of clarity, to be overly neurotic about this, but 12 a.m., you mean on Saturday night?
Correct.
Okay, because we said October 25th, which I think 12 a.m. on October 25th would actually be Friday night.
Oh, true statement.
So-
12 a.m., October 26th.
Just to be neurotic about it, sorry.
Thanks, Rich. Okay, Chief Lyon, you are up.
Good evening, Jason Lyon, New London Fire Chief. Thank you for having me this evening. On behalf of the New London Firefighters Association, I'm pretty excited to let the board know that there are 3 things that we'd like the Board of Selectmen to consider. And this was during our last solicitation letter that was sent out. The New London Firefighters Association is a 501c3, and there were various things that we're looking to purchase. Anytime that we have wants within the fire department as opposed to true needs, we tend to look at those things through a solicitation letter, whether it be repowering the outboard boat or fire extinguisher props. In the past, we put a pump on our tankers. So there's things that we've done from an association to raise money over the years. The 3 items for consideration this evening would be a drone that is a thermal drone. So not only does it have a regular camera on it, it also does heat signatures. So we were able to utilize this drone in the amount of $13,999 for a forestry incident just the other night when we had a smoke report in the area of Tracy Road and King Hill Road. The other would be a Bullock's fire extinguisher simulator prop. For years, we've used a gas or propane-fired prop. The only issue is I'll hold a class in a setting like this, and then we have to go outside to utilize it, which is all well and good on an evening like this. But however, in January or during inclement weather when it's raining, it's not great. So the association raised money in the amount of $14,500 for this fire extinguisher prop. We used that just today for our elementary school kids coming over and going through our fire prevention. As you all know, it's Fire Prevention Month, so a great time for us. And then the last item would be a carriage shed. This has been approved by the Planning Board as well as the New Hampshire State Fire Marshal's Office. It is a 12 by 16 carriage shed, storage shed that's located behind the New London Fire Department. For several years now, I've been storing tires in my own barn in the winter months when we transition from summer tires to winter tires and vice versa. And so we felt it necessary, especially like propane cylinders, right? You're not allowed to have a propane cylinder inside the building. So this is where we'll store our flammable liquids, propane cylinders, extra tables. So the total amount would be $37,441.60. That was expended by the association. It was actually just over $4,000 because there were 5 licenses that we purchased for drone operators. So we currently have 3 out of our 4 drone operators that have completed the course and are now certified. So that was my request for this evening.
To approve the spend on that, and you
So what the
raise
Firefighters
the money.
Association would be donating it to the town.
donating the money, so we need
So it
to
would be-
accept the
So
funds.
you would need to accept the donation from the association.
And the total amount of the donation is $37,441.60.
Yes.
I got that right?
Well done.
Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay. May I have a motion to accept a donation from the Board of Fire Wards?
From the New London Firefighters Association.
From the New London Firefighters Association in the amount of $37,441.60. All in favor? Aye. All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Nicely
And
done.
just on a side note, we do have a couple of grants that are outstanding as well that we applied for, not just a solicitation in the amount of just over $56,000. And this is for a piece of extrication equipment, a gear extractor to remove the carcinogens from our firefighting gear, a snow plow, and then some hand tools. So there's some other things that are outstanding as well as the Fire Act grant, or the Safer grant, I should say, right around $650,000. So
You haven't heard whether they've been approved yet?
we have not. No, those would be upcoming if. Yeah.
Okay.
We're trying though. We're trying to get money out there.
Yeah, perfect.
We
Love
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Okay. Next up, have we got any public comments from anybody this evening for anything that is not on our agenda? Okay. All right, you're up next, Ashley, Town Administrator Report.
All right, we have several updates. The Town Clerk and Tax Collector Office will be closed October 29th through the 31st. So if you have any needs from our team in that room, led by Will, get in before the 29th. As I just mentioned, the stormwater management project down at Elkins is slated to start in the next few weeks. The only part that will be remaining after that is the plantings of the rain garden, which they'll complete in the spring. The third and final community forum for the Paths Home program, led by the Housing Commission, will be held on the 21st, Tuesday the 21st, here at Whipple at 5:30. And this is the third and final installment of this program, and this will be to discuss or to get community input on the two on options that have been discussed at the prior 2 forums that have already taken place. I think some of you might have heard, if you were here at Monday's planning board session, that Chief Cobb mentioned that the keypad system at the police station went down. I did get a chance to connect with her today. It looks like that system overheated and charred, so they have a temporary fix currently for how authorized personnel can get in and out of those spaces. And she has reached out to several vendors for quotes on how to replace this system and what it would cost. In addition to the keypads, she is also asking for quotes from these vendors for cameras as well. We have existing quotes for cameras, but they are a little outdated. So she has gone ahead and asked them to include quotes for cameras and the keypad systems, which she will bring back to the select board whenever we have those ready at a public meeting for you all to make a decision on. And then Municipal Matters will be out on Monday. The October edition of Municipal Matters will be out on Monday. I think that's all.
Okay. All righty. Committee meetings and reports.
On September 25th, several of us went up to a housing meeting in Lebanon that was presented by a housing commission, and one of the takeaways from that was it was interesting to note that Vermont is certainly giving more money than New Hampshire to promote housing, affordable housing. The other meeting was that I was at was the Tri-Town Assessors meeting, and it was noted that we now have an assistant assessor for Chris, and he starts the 14th of this month. Chris also noted that there was only one appeal of their assessment in New London. And I think everything else, Newbury had 6, but those are still pending, I believe.
One successful, the one appeal in New London, we won.
Good,
We just have a pending Superior Court appeal.
right, okay. And that was it. That's it for me.
How about you? The Budget Committee?
Yeah, at the most recent Budget Committee meeting, Karen and Charlie both presented the results of their conversations with the Water Precinct and some of the issues that the Water Precinct is facing in terms of capacity and some sort of thoughts on what the Water Precinct may be doing to try and fix that. And other than that, it was just sort of, again, going over the schedule for upcoming meetings with various department heads. You know, the Budget Committee, as everyone is aware, is doing something new this year, where they have 2 members visiting with each department head to talk to her or him about kind of what the needs are of the department going forward, what some of the problems have been, what we could do to better support them, et cetera. And that's about it.
Okay, excellent. I dialed into a Coalition Communities meeting on the 23rd. It was supposed to be their annual meeting, but they didn't get a quorum, so that is being rescheduled. There's a little bit of uneasiness, or not uneasiness, but shifting. They had the gentleman who was always sort of leading the charge passed away suddenly about a month or so ago, so they're trying to restructure and figure things out again, but they continue to monitor the state legislature and everything going on with education funding around the state. I still think it's a good investment for us to be spending approximately $6,000 a year on attorney's fees to protect, you know, it could be $1.4 million in taxpayer money.
And BB, that $6,000 isn't New London specific. That's for
Yeah.
the entire
No,
coalition? That's New London
New
specific?
London's portion, yeah.
Okay.
They divide the whole attorney's fee based on, they have a formula based on valuation, imagine that. And that's how they come up with that. I was the select board member as part of the CIP committee, so we've finalized the CIP now, and we've finalized the narrative. We met this week, so we're ready for that public meeting of the CIP, which I think is October 14th.
Correct, it's Tuesday, the 14th.
Okay. And then we signed our MS 535 the other morning that will be submitted for wrapping up fiscal year 2025. That'll now be submitted to the DRA, and we'll wait for our new tax rate to come in a few weeks, hopefully. And I just want to point out that we ended off the year with about $18,000 to go into the unassigned fund balance. So if John Wilson was here, I would tell him that on his last year at the Budget Committee, he did a pretty tight budget. But I just think that's good information for people to know. And the last thing I want to mention is tomorrow at 10 a.m. in Newbury at the Town Hall, the Mount Sunapee Advisory Committee will be having a meeting. The commissioner will be there, and I believe they'll be talking about the RFP that's just been sent out regarding the wastewater treatment plant. I unfortunately can't attend, but hoping some folks will be there to support you know, to support the efforts to fix that wastewater treatment plant. And that's all I've got. Okay. Meeting minutes. So, should we take these one at a time? All right, we'll start with September 4th, meeting minutes. Does anybody have any changes? Okay, can I have a motion to accept the September 4th meeting minutes? All in favor? Aye. September 5th, the Joint Select Board and Budget Committee meeting. Any changes? Okay. Can I have a motion to accept the September 5th meeting minutes? All right, all in favor? Aye. September 17th. Any changes? Okay, can I have a motion to accept the September 17th? All in favor? Aye. Okay, October 2nd, this was the DPW pre-bid meeting. Have you all had a chance to review? I wasn't there. All right, so we'll hold off on that one. And then we have October 3rd. That was
signing of the MS 535.
right? Okay, so, are you guys ready to approve those minutes? Or do you want to put those off too?
Well, I'd like to read the DPW pre-bid.
Okay, I'm talking about the MS 535.
Oh, no, that one's fine.
Is that, are you good with that? Okay, can I have a motion to accept the October 3rd meeting minutes?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, made it through that. Next, we just have upcoming meetings. Most we've just already mentioned. Planning Board, Tuesday, October 14th, which is at 6:30, which is the CIP public meeting. Conservation Commission, Wednesday, October 15th. Bicycle Pedestrian, Thursday, October 16th at 5. The Selectmen's Budget Jamboree, Friday, October 17th, starting at 9 a.m. in this room. If you guys would like to spend the day with us, reviewing budgets for the department heads. And our next Selectmen's meeting is Thursday, October 23rd, 5:30. We're going back to Thursdays. We will now be regularly Thursdays, right? 2 Thursdays. Is it first and third or second and fourth?
First and third.
Third, okay. And Haunted Happenings on Saturday, October 26th. And that is it. We've got stuff to sign. Oh, I need a motion to go into non-public for the reason of RSA 91-A:3, consideration of legal advice provided by legal counsel either in writing or orally to one or more members of the public body, even where legal counsel is not present. Did I read that correctly? Okay. May I have a motion to enter into non-public session for that reason? All in favor? Say Kidder, yes. And, okay, Casey, yes. All right. Thank you very much. 5:17.